5 most deadly terrorist organizations. Number 5. Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a Syria Islamist militant group based in Lebanon which emerged in 1982 as a product of Lebanese civil war. The annual turnover of the group is $500 million. It is unsurprising that this terrorist organization is a major power in Lebanon and is backed by Iran and Syria. In fact, according to a CIA report, 41% of the Lebanese population is involved with the Hezbollah organization. Their main source of income is from financial donations and trafficking of drugs. The objective of Hezbollah is to quell any Western influences from Lebanon and establish an Islamic State in Lebanon. The 1983 U.S. Embassy bombing, the Lebanese hostage crisis, and the 1994 AMIA bombing of the Jewish Cultural Center and London Israeli embassy attack are some of the horrific activities which are credited to this terrorist organization. Number 4. The Taliban. The Taliban is an Islamic fundamentalist political movement in Afghanistan. Founded in 1994 by Mullah Muhammad Omar, the overall goal of the Taliban is to establish Islamic theocracy in Afghanistan. In 1996, the Taliban formed a government and subsequently governed the country up until 2001. Their annual turnover is around $400 million. Most comes from drug trafficking, mainly heroin and opium, sponsorship fees, and taxes and financial donations. In 2014 alone, the Taliban was responsible for $3,497.92 fatalities. One of the worst terrorist attacks carried out by the Taliban was the bloody massacre of 148 people, mostly children, in Peshawar, Pakistan. Boko Haram. Boko Haram is an extremist jihadist group in northeastern Nigeria, notorious for their acts of barbarism. Led by Abubakar Shekau, Boko Haram aims to fight secularism and Western influences as to establish a new Islamic law in Nigeria. They oppose education according to Western values, as they believe it contradicts the Islamic faith, and hence the name Boko Haram, which literally translates to Western education, is a sin. In 2014, Boko Haram was responsible for the deaths of approximately 6,644 people. Able to grab the world's attention when they abducted 276 schoolgirls from Chibok, Borno, threatening to sell them into slavery. In fact, their main sources of funding come from kidnapping and ransoms, taxes, bank robberies, and looting, giving them annual turnover of $52 million. Other atrocious activities this organization is responsible for are the Bangar massacres, the killing of 142 civilians in the Benishik village, and the murder of 185 people at churches, police stations, and government offices. Number 2, Al-Qaeda, founded by Osama bin Laden and Abdullah Azzam, and several other militants. Al-Qaeda is one of the most lethal global terrorist organizations in the world. Their main objective is to unify the Islamic Front and Western secular forces. They have been linked with countless acts of terrorism, but their most infamous attack was the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Centers on September 11, 2001, which resulted in the deaths of 2,977 people. Consequently, this led to the culmination of the Afghan War, which eventually led to the downfall of bin Laden, as he was killed in May 2012 as part of a U.S. military operation. The main methods that Al-Qaeda employ are to use suicide bombers and execute suicide missions to get an annual turnover of $150 million from financial novations, kidnapping and ransoms, and drug trafficking. Number 1. The Islamic State, otherwise known as ISIS. ISIS is the richest terrorist organization in the world, with an annual turnover of $2 billion, most of which comes from oil trades, kidnapping and ransoms, taxes and bank robberies, and looting. The Islamic State was founded by Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, with the aspiration to mobilize the majority of the Muslim population under its control and establish an Islamic State in Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, and Palestine. As of March 2015, ISIS has control over territory occupied by 10 million people in northern parts of Iraq and western parts of Syria. They are known for their cruel, inhumane treatment of civilians, which includes open firing on civilians and the malicious executions involving the beheading of soldiers and journalists. Their acts of barbarism are even so brutal that al-Qaeda has condemned it. As of 2014, ISIS is responsible for the fatality of 6,286 people. Their most recent activity was the shocking mass shooting in Paris attacks on the evening of November 13, 2015 that left 129 people dead and a further 350 FGT-12.